So, what really makes you belong somewhere? I mean, is it just a passport, a piece of paper, or is it something deeper, something in your bones? We're going to explore two huge ideas that shape who we are: citizenship and heritage. All right, let's dive in.
It seems like a simple question, right? But the answer? Oh, it's anything but. It really gets to the very core of who we are. Are we defined by the laws of the country we live in, or is it all about the history of the people we come from? Maybe it's a mix of both.
Okay, let's try to break this down with a simple metaphor. Imagine belonging is a big puzzle. On one side, you've got citizenship. That's the formal legal contract with a country. We're going to call that the rule book. And on the other side, that's heritage, the cultural, historical story you inherit. Let's call that the storybook. So first things first, let's open up that rule book.
All right, first up, citizenship. This is the official stuff. The black and white framework that spells out our relationship with a country. It's the part of our identity that's literally written down in laws and constitutions.
So what does citizenship actually mean? Well, at its very core, it's a legal status. Think of it like an official agreement or a social contract between you and the state. This isn't about feelings or emotions. It's the formal, on-paper recognition that says, yep, you are part of this nation.
And you got to think of this contract as a two-way street. It's not all about what you get. Sure, the rule book gives you rights, like the power to vote, but it also comes with duties, things you have to do, like paying your taxes. It's this constant balance, a real give and take.
Okay, so that's one piece of the puzzle. Now let's talk about the other one. If citizenship is the rule book, then heritage, well, that's the storybook. This is where things get colorful. We're talking about the culture, the traditions, the shared soul of a society.
And the key word here is inheritance. See, unlike citizenship, heritage isn't something you apply for or sign up for. It's just passed down to you. It's this whole collection of traditions, values, and stories that have made it through the generations.
Now, this inheritance comes in a couple of forms. First, you've got the physical stuff, the tangible things you can actually see and touch. We're talking about the incredible monuments that shape a city's skyline, the art that fills up museums, and those amazing historical sites that just whisper stories of the past.
But heritage is also intangible, right? It's the stuff you can't hold in your hands, but that kind of holds you. It's the language your grandparents spoke, the folklore and the songs you learned when you were a kid, and those deep-down values that shape how your community sees the world. This is the real heart of the storybook.
So, okay, we have the rule book and we have the storybook. But here's the thing, they aren't separate, not at all. They are deeply, deeply connected. So now, let's look at how these rules and these roots actually come together to build a society. What's fascinating is how the rulebook, citizenship, often exists to protect the storybook of our heritage. Take a country's constitution, its legal framework. A huge part of that is defending cultural identity and practices. And yeah, we create laws to protect historical sites, but think about it. It's our heritage that gives us those historical sites worth protecting in the first place. It's this amazing symbiotic relationship.
So the really crucial thing to get is this. You just can't understand a society, or even your own identity, with only one piece of the puzzle. The complete picture, the full story, it only really comes into focus when you see how that legal rule book and that cultural storybook work together.
When you boil it all down, it kind of comes down to this simple idea. Citizenship gives us a country, but heritage gives us a home. One provides the legal place to belong, and the other provides the emotional one. And at the end of the day, you really do need both. And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. In our world today, which is so globalized, where people are always moving and borders seem to blur, which one of these two powerful forces really defines you more? Is it the rules you live by, or is it the roots you come from? What makes you, you?